Could you imagine like a mediocre heaven? It's like slightly too cold. You're like, this is just the temperature forever? God's like, yeah, pretty much. I don't know, you guys made like a big deal out of this. Welcome everyone to now the 4th episode of the PodDre podcast. Yes. It seems like every time that we turn on this camera, we change a little something about the set. Mm-hmm. I don't know if this is just going to be like an OCD nightmare for everybody and it's just going to continue on forever, or if we'll eventually get to a point where we think it looks sick. But look, I'm a kind of do shit before you think about it kind of guy.
Yeah, that's why we don't have the Michael Cera shrine yet.
That's true.
Yeah.
We should get Michael Cera on this, so.
That'd be sick. I've always wanted to meet him.
Have you ever seen the video of him being a Guido?
I think so. Wasn't that like a million years ago?
Oh yeah, like I'm definitely like dating myself here. Back when Michael Cera was like a huge star.
Yeah, back when he did like freaking Scott Pilgrim and stuff.
Scott Pilgrim is definitely gold though.
Yeah, super bad. He did super bad. I always forget he's in super bad, but he was so young. He was so freaking young and skinny. So small.
Well, I know, but Jonah Hill was like...
Yeah, 6 of Michael
fat.
Cera. Yeah.
And he was like perfect. Then he was known as like the fat guy forever.
Yes, but I mean, that's why you got a lot of his comedic roles.
That's true. But the problem is like once you like lose all of it, people are like, you don't look the same.
You're not as funny as you were. Where did the chunky go, you know?
Yeah, it's like Cartman or something like that.
Yeah.
Just the fat. Yeah. Like, it's just, you know, being obese doesn't make you unhealthy. It just makes you funny.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
No, but, I mean, some guys, some fat guys, there's a lot of really funny fat comedians.
There is a lot of really funny, like, I mean, freaking Gabriel Iglesias, one of the biggest comedians in the entire world. That's like
true.
That was like his joke for the longest time, was that he was fat. But I mean, that's the thing, is like if you're fat and then you lose the weight, that's why you have a good personality. Whereas like if you've been skinny your entire life, it's harder to have a good personality. Because you have to rely on your looks, so you don't need to, be cool.
Do you know that that's the biological reason why more guys are funny than girls?
Because it increases your mateability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it just shows that you're, like, smart enough to make a joke.
Yeah.
And confident enough to deliver the joke.
Yeah.
That, like, women find you funny. Mm-hmm. So we just, like for millions of years, we're just kind of, like, rock gone.
Hopefully that gives some laughs from the
here,
cave.
Yeah. And the girl's like, ooh. Okay.
Kind of makes sense. I get joke.
Nah, I feel like the funniest people back then were like the guys on, like the preachers. You know, people who would just be on the streets just preaching.
Yeah, true. I mean, trying to deliver like an idea of like an alternate, like.
I guess the closest like ancestor, if you might say, of comedy is probably the Jester.
Mm-hmm.
The Jester.
And Court.
Before that, it was probably just like storytellers.
Yeah, fire storytellers. I'm sure, because I mean the story always changed from fire to fire, town to town, and these guys would like travel around and like tell stories and like get fed and like housed and stuff for entertainment. That would be a cool job. Could you imagine?
I don't think it would be. I think you'd be going around town to town and be like, you want the story? And people are like, people are dying of the Black Plague. We buried 300 people today. And he's like, they're funny.
He's like, ring around the roses.
They're like, all right. No, and during like the Renaissance and stuff like that, a lot of like acting troupes started like getting up and doing their shit.
Yeah, Yeah, well, people needed information. They did need information, but they also needed entertainment. And when you're going through, like, I feel like that's why we're so funny as a society right now, is because, like, everybody's so stressed about the world that, like, the only thing we can do is, like, be creative and try to laugh all the time. That's why, like, TikTok's, like, so big and everything.
No,
It's
dude.
just so much
There's-
entertainment.
Listen, there's too many people trying to be creative out here. I swear to God. As a person in the
We need
creative
engineers!
field, yeah. Like, what's gonna happen in, like, 30 years? When they're like, we're running out of engineers, we're
And
running out of, like,
doctors.
quantum physicists, like, everybody just wants to be TikTok stars, you know? It's like, it's not going to work for you. And it's like, why not? Like, you're a 43-year-old dad. You
Hey,
work
family
finance.
channels exist. Family channels exist. They face the most controversy now.
My views are going up, though.
Oh my gosh, have you seen how they're freaking exploiting their kid? Like, these parents who have, like, very young children. I'm talking, like, infants and, like, 2-year-olds and stuff. And they just exploit their kids, especially, like, ones with, like, disabilities and stuff. There are families who solely make their income off of, like, making every single video that they post. And I'm talking, like, multiple videos a week. That is just, like, them following around their, like, kids or, like, disabled children or, like, whatever with a camera the whole day, filming tantrums, filming, like, their kid eating, filming when they, like, pee themselves in the car and stuff. Like, you think that your kid wants that on the internet? They're gonna be bullied when they get older.
And what it's always labeled as is, like, awareness.
Yeah.
I'm spreading awareness.
Educating people.
I'm spreading awareness.
About what? That kids suck? Like, what are you trying to get out here? Like, are we supposed to feel sorry for you? Like, what? It's because you are having a hard time with your kid that you're going to put it on? Like,
I call it, you know what I call it? I call it, like, Facebook momitis, you know? Because, I don't know, there's, like, this natural progression that a woman goes through in her life where she's, like, still on Facebook, right? Because she wasn't young enough to be into the Instagram world, but she is the youngest of, you know, when she just has kids and stuff like that. And she used to just, like, Facebook about, like, oh, I went to this party, it was so much fun, or I went on this hike. And then all of a sudden, like, she has these kids, and she's like, well, like, I want to complain about my kids, but I can't complain about it to, like, myself. So why don't we just, like, complain about it all over Facebook? And then like, once a Facebook mom has a child, the amount of posts, statistically, okay, this has been proven that we have the best people. We're proving it.
It's in the lab as we speak.
That we have the best guys. We've never had better guys doing these kind of statistics. Like, literally, the amount of posts will go up tenfold. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, it's like 3 Facebook posts a day, and it's always about, like, you're like, oh, my poor John, like, he's in the hospital again because, like, one of his stitches from his leg, and it's just broadcasting every issue that these women have with their kids, and people comment, you know.
So
they just end up, like, keep going. And, you know, a lot of these people, they make a lot of money off of it. That's the big thing.
Well, have you ever seen the ones, like, I personally, like, not even, like, influencers, just, like, regular people. Like, there's a lot of girls that I've gone to high school with and stuff. And, like, you wouldn't believe the details that they're sharing about their life. I've just read, it was a few weeks ago, this lady had this baby, and she was going through, like, a lot of, like, postpartum stuff, and, like, she put this, like, oh my gosh, it must have been, like, 4 paragraphs on Facebook that was, like, I'm really struggling with, like, cellulite, and I have, like, loose skin, and I feel awful in my body, and, like, I feel like my relationship is, like, failing now that I have this baby and all these responsibilities, and, like, my husband is, like, stressed, and, like, all this stuff, we're, like, you know, like, all this stuff, and it's like, dude, why are you like, 500 people reading this? Get a diary, get a therapist. It's cringy. It's so cringy to see the amount. Have you seen those TikToks where it's like, there's, like, somebody, like, dancing besides, like, their grandfather's coffin? Like, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Keep it to yourself, bro.
My favorite one was this kid who was like, oh, hey, oh, sorry. It's like, sorry, Grandpa, like, I need to charge my phone so I can finish this TikTok. And he just pulls it, and all of a sudden the machine goes like, beep, 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 and he plugs it in, and he's like, you just see people rushing and, this poor man. Oh my God. It was at that point that he realized he fucked up.
For real.
He's like, I should have never had kids.
Those damn video games.
I don't know. People, look, I think being exposed to social media has fucked with everyone's heads. And it now makes everyone have this, like, level of self-importance. You know?
Yeah.
And the thing is that, like, you feel like these people are really craving what you're saying. But the thing is, like, if you go viral enough, there's going to be enough people that are commenting, that are following you and stuff like that, you know?
It's the validation for sure.
Life is just, like, a series of, like, seeking and giving validation.
Yeah, and most people only give validation to receive it. I mean, why do you think there's all those people that, like, try to have the funniest comment?
Yeah, that's why I don't believe in, like, pure selflessness.
Yeah, there's always got to be a motive.
Selflessness.
Yeah. The Loch Ness.
I know. Okay, I don't believe in pure selflessness. Selflessness.
I think it's oneness.
I think it's oneness. Selflessness.
Yes. Selflessness.
Because to a certain point, like, even people who are as pure-hearted as possible, they do it also because it makes them feel good.
Or they think they're going to get into heaven.
That's true, but, you know, that's still contested. We don't have any pure evidence about any of that, okay?
We don't know if it works.
We don't know. Yeah, like for all we know, like, we just die and just, like, teleport to like a Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my God, that'd be sick. Ball pit forever.
Ball pit forever.
Pizza whenever you want, a buffet. There's like a guy. There's like a band. There's a live band.
Like, this is heaven. God's like, yeah, pretty much. I don't know. You guys made, like, a big deal out of it. It's really, you know, like, it's not bad.
I mean, skee ball's cool, but, like, is there any, like, do you get new games every century?
Could you imagine, like, a mediocre heaven? Could you imagine how, like, you just get there and it's like, it's like, dude, it's kind of cold in here.
Should I bring a jacket?
I know, it's like slightly too cold. You're like, this is just the temperature forever?
The bathroom really smells like cleaning chemicals, so you know it's clean, but it's just a little overbearing, like something's too much Clorox.
You still have to do shopping. For whatever reason.
You don't eat anything but the Chuck E. Cheese buffet, but you have to buy the ingredients for the Chuck E. Cheese buffet.
You guys only serve pizza, Chuck E. Cheese? Like, yeah, we did a vote like 1,000 years ago. Were you not a part of it? Dude, I'm 30.
Why isn't the upstairs playground in the tubes? Why isn't that big enough for me to fit through?
Like, no, they're bigger? Just like, no, that's out of order. We have to fix that. You can't go in there.
Like, all of the prizes are just like the sticky hands.
We have a Frosty station, but that's also, you know, a little shaky. Sometimes it doesn't. We're like, dude, this is heaven.
The guy in the rat costume is like kind of following you around sometimes, asking
mediocre ass fucking heaven.
He's like, are you enjoying it here? You're like, are you God? Chuck E. Cheese is God. He has a halo.
That would be so scary, dude. That would be so scary.
You walk out of the Chuck E. Cheese and it's just a black void in a grocery store.
You know what my first thought would be? My first thought would be like, oh shit, our god's been a rat and we've just been like exterminating them on our planet. Like, we're so fucked, dude.
That's why we're in a Chuck E. Cheese. Because we killed all of his brethren.
He's just going through a list, like how many rats you've killed in your lifetime.
That's like it's
345, not bad, but you could have done better. Like 1,000, it's like throw them in a fucking hell.
If you never killed any rats, you get to go to Dave & Buster's instead.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's like the really nice heaven. It's just be like, yeah, dude, you got into like medium level heaven. Like, this is,
Chuck E. Cheese is medium level. Dave & Buster's is pretty top tier.
But all the Mormons are just up there.
The highest level of heaven.
The
casino.
The drinks are still out. Yeah.
It's just Vegas. Vegas is the highest level of heaven, and the floor is still sticky a little bit.
Probably. I don't know. Like, I can't. Like, would you still have a society in heaven? Are you like hitting up your homies in heaven? Like, see, no like religions ever tell you that. They always cut the story off, like the end, like right at that point. They're just like, it's lovely and all your friends and family are gonna be there. When I first grew up and I was told this idea of heaven, like, because I grew up religiously, like,
me too.
Like, my first thought was, this is so funny, like, my brain works in such weird ways. Normally, when you tell a kid that, they're like, wow, like, there's this great place where, like, my dead grandma is. Like, I can't wait to go there. My first thought was, like, isn't that going to be packed? If it's everyone's dead ancestors just alive? And my second thought was like, do you expire in heaven too? Or is it just everyone that's ever existed ever?
Is there neighborhoods? How do you find people? Do you just say their name out loud? And that's really inconvenient.
Also, like, is it like everybody missed out on heaven after Jesus came? Yeah, like
there's probably a separate Jew heaven, and that's probably
imagine being
at like a TGI Fridays.
Yeah, imagine dying the year like a month before Jesus came, and they're like, sorry, you just descended to blackness because we haven't really thought about it.
Yeah, no one's died for your sins yet, bro. Like,
also, I think it's hilarious to think of that. Like, heaven could just be filled with a bunch of Neanderthals too, like a bunch of.
They're in a gated community. There's segregation in heaven for sure.
Yeah, they've been there for a while, so they're still. You're like, damn, there's still rich people. This sucks.
It's an aristocracy.
Yeah.
You go into the same exact economic state that you grew up in when you were on Earth.
Oh, dude. We gotta work, son. This podcast better work, dude.
Don't land us in Chuck E. Cheese heaven. We're really trying to get to Dave & Buster's heaven.
Yeah, we're trying to get those D&B points, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the miniature pool table, the desktop pool table.
No, my heaven would have good food. It has to be. That's why I say it would be so.
It's
shitty.
Just Paris.
Do you eat? It's just Paris?
It's just Paris.
No way in hell. There's not a single person in Paris that's going to heaven. There's like that one person that's like okay with tourists. The rest are just like, oh, what are you doing here? And it's like, bruh, I came here to visit, to enjoy your city. Newsflash, I've never been to Paris.
Me neither.
But that's what I heard, and so I'm gonna go by.
They are a mean people.
We talked about this last time too. We can't stop. We can't keep shitting on French people. They're gonna come for this
anti-French podcast.
Yeah. All right, PSA. France, we love you. Okay,
I do want to go. I want to go, but I hear y'all are pretty mean.
We're gonna put on the French song, the main song. There has to be a song, right?
Oh, Champs-Elysees.
Their main song, like during sporting events, there's just a guy with like a fucking. I don't think so.
It's a really popular song. It's kind of old too. It's about this arch that they have in like the middle of like.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, the French, always so horny. Even their main song is about an arch.
It's an old-fashioned my humps.
You know that, like, you can find, like, really old songs. Like, you can find old classical music or hymns that are, like, parody songs. They're, like, hymns. I'm not kidding. Like, they're, like, hymns from, like, Jesus times. That they're just, like, I drink a lot. Basically, that's what it, like, translates to. And it's like, I have fun, and I'm also singing.
Thou art jolly.
Yeah, yeah. That means, like, people were just like, what should we drink about? And they're like, well, we're drunk. Like, we're drunk all the time. And everyone else around me is drunk. Like, let's just sing about drinking and like...
God.
Yeah, drinking God and woman.
Yeah.
Women seem to have driven the whole musical industry from the very start.
Well, yeah, because we like it. So if you sing pretty to a girl, she's going to be like, okay, yeah. Like, it's, you know, it's like dancing. It's like expressing your skills and talents. Like, oh, a man who can sing. So there's fucking celebrities. They get all these bitches. Like, who was it? Adam Levine, the guy who cheated on his Victoria's Secret model wife.
Oh, yeah, from Maroon 5.
From Maroon 5. Yeah, fuck that guy. Oh my God.
I love how, like, back in the day when you were a rock star, like, you could just cheat on your wife. And everyone's just like, yeah, bitch, you're fucking married to a rock star. And now, like, it catches, and then everybody's like, yo, fuck him, you know? It's like a whole different climate.
She was pregnant. They already had a child.
Didn't they name the child? He
wanted to.
He wanted to name the child after the woman that he cheated on.
Yeah.
Dude, what a fucking...
Yeah.
What a G. Oh my God.
Shut up. Oh my God.
What's it, a daughter too?
Yeah. 2 daughters. 2 daughters.
Do you know if he proposed it before she knew or after? Because if she
before, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, he was in this girl's DMs. That was the whole joke. Was like he was in the DMs and it said, "Fuck." Fuck, holy fucking fuck, your body is, like, outstanding or something. And that's, like, while his wife was pregnant with their second child. And, like, keep in mind, his wife is a Victoria's Secret model. Like, an active model with, like, a very nice body, even while pregnant. And and the girl he was hitting on was, like, I mean, pretty, but not, like, prettier than his wife. Like, you know.
Look, these men, we are designed.
Only as faithful as your options. Loads. Oh my God, gross.
Pump loads. We're just pump load machines. That's all we do.
I will go to jail
all
if
day long.
I have a partner that cheats on me like that. Like, if I am married with your child and you cheat on me, like, your kids are growing up without a father, one way or another.
Well, that's the whole point. Like, you can be a fuckboy. Don't marry her.
Yeah, just tell her that you don't want anything serious. But that's the thing, is that men want it all. They want to be able to fuck around, and they want to come home to somebody who's making them dinner and giving them love and affection and supporting them. But they also want to have fun, and it's like, yeah, it's just
boys just want to have fun.
Pretty much. I mean, and then they get, like, really old and lonely, and then they realize that they, like, fucked up. And, like, that's why, like, men are always the people that are like, oh, the one that got away. I've never heard a woman talking like that about a man. Because women hold on to good things. Men usually have a way longer period of, I'm just going to keep looking. You're a placeholder. That's why men are comfortable, like, dating women for, like, 7 years and never marrying them. Because they're always thinking that they can find somebody better to fill that 20% that the 80% doesn't have. But, like, newsflash, you go get that 20%, you're going to start missing that 80% real quick. You're going to get the young, hot trophy wife, and then you're going to be sitting there 5 years later going, damn, I wish, you know, I still was married to the lady or I married the lady that, like, cooked for me every night and bore my children and, like, kept the house clean. This lady sucks. She makes me hire a maid, like, you know, stuff like that.
It's just, It's just like when you're a high value man. I feel like I hear this so much with the red pill.
When you're fucking TikTok.
The red pill. I love some of this red pill shit. And the other shit is just so stupid. Like, you want your dick hard? You want your dick hard? Then you need to reach into yourself and pull yourself out. 5 a.m. Hit the fucking track. You want your dick hard? And it's like, bruh, I'd stop talking about my dick. No matter how much it goes. But the thing is I think as long as you understand that they're like different calibers of like people, and you just got to be honest with people. That's the thing that like that's the thing that's like doesn't make sense with me. It's like all these like fuck boys, all these guys that made a shit ton of money, good looking, blah blah blah, right? Like high value men. All they have to do is say that they're polygamous. That's it. That's all you got to do.
It worked for sister wives. Now that they're all divorced and stuff.
Yeah. No, that's different. That's marrying a bunch of women and having like a bunch of kids that you don't remember their names.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't want that many kids. I don't know. I just feel like first off, it's not financially available to. You can't have multiple kids now. If you have 3 kids, you're fucked. Or you have a bunch of money. Like, could you imagine having 6 kids in this day and age right now? You would never get to go anywhere, do anything, no vacations, no nice things. And even if you were making like $500,000 a year, you're basically spending all of that money on childcare, food, sports. Like even if you can give your child like a really nice life, you're working the entire time you're supposed to be raising them.
all those kids are fucked except for Blueface and Krishan's kid, because he's gonna be a
fighter from the womb. Womb to the tomb.
He's set. He's set. Or she. Could be a she. Mm-hmm. You don't know.
Do you think they'll name the son Blue Sean and the daughter Chris Face?
Hey, yo. Chris Face. Come here. Bro, you named your kid. What'd you name your kid? She said she wanted to mix up our names. Chris Face. Blueface saving your real name. Dude, the bullying. Chris Face. Dude, just call me Chris, please.
The only way they can possibly try to save that is, no, dude, no. My name's Chris Face.
Yeah. Chris Face. Christmas.
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 Hey, yo, you meet the new kid? Yeah, dude, his name is Christmas, dog. I swear to God. I swear to God, he told me his name was. Oh no, dude, that's Blueface and Krishan's. Yeah. You got Jay Sean, you got Blue Sean over there, and then you got Chris Face right over there, and he just punching a wall right now.
He's training, bro. That's the only kid you can't make fun of for playing tetherball. He'll whoop your ass.
Oh my god, dude.
He's over there doing double dutch like a freaking boxer.
What if the craziness between both Blueface and Krishan just kind of like cancels out,
and he becomes a monk?
He just comes out English. Hello, mother. The fuck? That was this. I've had so much violence since I was inside of your womb. I decided that maybe this is the best way of a life of peace.
A life of peace. I will from now on be taking a vow of silence.
Just having Stewie, essentially.
Yeah. But without, like, the guns.
Yeah, I guess so.
He becomes a samurai. He just has throwing stars.
This is going all over the place. We're giving these babies so many jobs before it's even born.
Well, we have to do something to support this family.
I would just make a reality TV show. People would watch it.
Oh, I would so watch it.
People would watch it. I think they would just like, I think after a few seasons, it would just become like a giant like boxing match. It's just like, we come once a year to see this family fight each other. Chris face, Chris face. Going down with Krishan, son, mother fight. And she's just like,
she's pregnant while she's fighting.
They become billionaires.
They would
They would become billionaires.
Yeah, if it was like ghetto MMA. We should start that. We should
Ghetto MMA.
Ghetto MMA.
A ghetto MMA is just normal fighting.
Yeah. Put them in a room.
Put them in a room. Dude, I've been thinking about this idea. What if, like, MMA was just, like, an ambiguous room?
Like Fight Club?
And everyone's in the room, so there's imminent danger to everybody that watches. That's real exciting.
You never know who they're going to fall into next, If they dodge the punch really well, it might be you getting hit this time.
It sounds about like the time that I started a fight club in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't know if I started it, but it was a reoccurring. I like to call it like a game of strength amongst the males of the of the tribe. All these teenage boys like had so much pimped up, and we had beef. Like why? Like what 15-year-old boy has like real beef? You know what I mean?
You kissed Julie, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are you looking at my sister all the
No,
time?
no. That was like old school. That was like our time. Now, like 15-year-olds are just like you misgendered Zimmer.
Zimmerman?
I don't know. You misgendered Jessica, and we're about to fight right now. And you're like, damn, like, gotta lay down. But yeah, basically we'd go into the bathroom and just play bodies, which is like which is basically you just don't hit the face. You just like hit each other's body, and it's like I had like a designated lookout and everything. Like just chilling, like making sure no teachers would come.
He's charging kids to get into the bathroom.
No, straight up. Like it was like every weekend too. And so I started I started being like the ref in these things and getting more and more involved, and like it was just fun.
Monday. Welcome
like,
to the bathroom, Chris Face.
Our number one champion, Chris Face.
He busts out of the handicap stall, freaking covered in lotion.
What happened to Chris Face? Oh my god.
He's greasing up for the fight.
I've been here since first class, bro. Could you imagine how nasty that would sound going in there to pee? You're like, what the fuck is going on? He's like, I'm getting out of here. Oh, that's just Chris Face, dog. He's just lubing up for the fight later.
Yeah, we all pitched in on a bottle of Lubriderm with the door money.
The next class, the teacher's just like, Chris Face, why are you glistening?
I just got a natural glow.
Because I'm Chris Face.
And I'm a shining star.
Like, you're just like Blue Sean. Yo. Blueface and
Krishan's
kid is gonna be a superhero, bro. Dude, that's what they use to take down the Chinese spy balloon. They just shot the. They just aimed Krishan.
They just punched the shit out of the balloon until it popped. Oh no!
We'll show the footage right now. Damn straight.
That's pretty funny.
That child's gonna be a ballistic missile.
A ballistic missile.
Wait, you heard of this, right? You heard of this. The Chinese be sending over spy balloons.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's so funny because the Chinese came out and they were just like, oh god, like we didn't know, this is not a spy balloon, this is like only for weather, and it just kind of drifted off and like somehow went over, and it just went over like this line straight across where most of our like nuclear capabilities are. They're just like, it's just a weather sorry, and then the Pentagon, I'm pretty sure, like we'll show a little clip of it. The Pentagon is just the Pentagon is like literally like, yeah, that's a spy satellite. We see it. That's definitely. So they had to wait. They had to wait for it to go over. So how much do you know about this, first of all?
I know that they shot it down with one missile, and the recovery mission to go get the missile is going to take several days, which, like, why?
Because they had to shoot it over the ocean, because they didn't, like, want to shoot it and it, like, land in some Americans', like, bed while they're sleeping.
True. I mean, do you think they would really care? I feel like they're just saying that.
I think if they thought it was a real threat, they would shoot it down. Yeah. Just like anywhere. Yeah. But like I think because it was just a low balloon, and I love how China was just like, it's just a little balloon, and then they're like just don't touch it, and as soon as it got over the ocean, we just shot Chris Face. At 80,000 miles an hour.
He's super lubed up, so aerodynamics off the charts.
This is your mission. Just hits this Chinese spy balloon. You've done a great duty for us. Okay, yeah, but so this like balloon. Apparently, there's another one too that's going around.
How many weather balloons they got, man?
It's not a weather balloon. It's a spy balloon.
Do they even have weather balloons? Why would you need that?
Of course, China has weather balloons.
Do we have weather balloons?
Yes.
Is that how they weather things? Like meteorologists?
You can use balloons to like survey the environment, but that was definitely not what the Chinese were doing. But so we shot this shit down like over like the ocean, right?
Yeah.
And then China steps back and they're like, that was like totally unnecessary, and like if like within now like we're under like a similar. Like we can do the same if it happens to us.
We don't send balloons over to your country, so we won't need to.
I think. Okay, this is my theory.
They're gonna start a war.
No. I think that they were just testing us to see like how we would react. Like what would happen? They're like, it's gonna be caught. We're gonna be railed by it, but then like nothing's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we just like keep denying, like nobody's gonna say anything. Like, well, like they'll have some committee thing about it, and Chinese will be like, sorry, we'll work better, and then like immediately turning around and be like, But I think that they were just testing to see like. If they sent something over to the United States, like, would they immediately shoot it down? Or would they just, like... They're just, like... It's like sending up, like, a... It's like putting a helmet on top of, like, a gun in, like, World War II. World War I, you just, like, you do that just to see if they would shoot.
Yes.
To see if they're looking for you or whatever. I think they did the same. They're just like, oops, you know?
Well, you can't really prove it wrong. You can't prove that they, like, didn't lose their balloon. You know? It is suspicious, but, I mean, it's plausible.
This is the Chinese we're talking about. This ain't
right.
This ain't Canada. You know, it can't. If Canada lost a weather balloon, it wouldn't even be on the news. They would just be like, call fucking Trudeau to get his goddamn balloon out of my fucking state. Trudeau just comes down and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry.
He's like, do you want me to take Bieber back while I'm down here? Or...
Like, he's a citizen, I'm pretty sure by now. Like, oh, okay.
He's married to a citizen, so I think that... Oh, I think he got his citizenship a while ago.
Got his citizenship. But, okay, we're getting distracted. How do we go from Chinese spy balloon to Justin Bieber somehow is amazing. But what do you think that they were trying to do? What do you think they were trying to get?
I think that they were trying to see where missiles were aimed. I mean, if they're flying over all of those bases, they're probably trying to get some intel on, like, what we're up to, how much shit we got, because I'm sure we're lying about our numbers on paper. I'm sure, like, any available statistics on, like, how many bombs we have or whatever is probably way underrepresented than what is actually there. So I think that with, like... You know, they were like, that's probably the safest way for us to, like, get a little sneak peek until they shoot it down. Until they shoot our balloon down. We can just put a live streaming camera on there, record it back on our, on our monitors back in China, get a little idea.
I'm just imagining them be like, they're just like, just looking at all these people and they're like, they're just like naked in their bedroom. The Chinese, there's some Chinese guy and like
in a hot air balloon just with like a camera.
Oh God, like we didn't even know somebody was on there. It's just some like really cold Chinese guy. It's a duty to my country.
He had no idea he'd be fighting Krishan when he went on this mission.
Chris face.
Okay. That's why he's becoming a samurai, because he needs to...
Oh shit, full circle.
Do a wraparound.
I'm gonna do a wraparound. Oh, I love Trailer Park Boys so much. I think that they were just gathering. You know what I think that they were doing? I think that they were just scanning every home for their Netflix passwords, because now Netflix is only going to let you not, like, Netflix password share.
Well, China doesn't even allow, like, half of our freaking movies to be shown in their country. Like, people have to, like, be really masters at torrenting.
They, like, you know, like, in Marvel, I'm pretty sure, it was, like, Endgame or... No, it was Doctor Strange. Yeah, it was Doctor Strange when... he was operating on a body or whatever, or there was an operation going on. China forced the studio to film a new scene with an Asian doctor.
Why?
Because they want to like indoctrinate their people into thinking like, look, there's like all these like Asian doctors, like Asian is like better, like you want to be, you know,
instead of being a superhero, be a doctor.
Yeah,
that's what Asians do.
But like, yeah, they'd be censoring the fuck out of, you know, all of their shit. They got to make sure. In fact, there's a lot of talk about how like even TikTok, how like the algorithms like run differently in the United States than in China. And in China, apparently, like it promotes a lot of like ingenuity and like, you know, like a lot of technical stuff, schooling stuff, you know, information stuff, like people like excelling. And then here in the United States, it's like the dumbest shit ever. Like they're trying to dumb us down. I swear, they're just like, okay, we sent a bunch of drugs to the United States and it's killing all of the stupid ones. But how do we make everyone else stupid? Like, and then there's some guy and he's like, oh, He's like, I have an app. It's called TikTok. Yeah, it took over.
It did take over. Dun, 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 dun.
They're just like, okay, so how did our project go? And they're like, well, we have like probably 30 million nudes from 30 Americans. Like, that's all we have? Like, yeah, that's all we got. We just have the porn preferences of all of these Americans.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, oh, we could have just looked this up on Google. I don't know why we did this. Now,
just see the most
now we have
result.
to send a fucking balloon over.
To see things that aren't porn.
To see things that aren't porn. To get those Netflix passwords so that we can watch some fucking Netflix in China. That's all that they were doing.
True.
That's all that they were doing. I don't know. I think that's crazy. Like, imagine if, like, Russia sent over a spy balloon. I feel that we would definitely shoot that down immediately.
We'd probably send more than a few missiles over there.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if Russia tried to send anything into our country, it would take it as an immediate threat and, like, take action against that. Like, there's no way that we would let that slide. Not after the Cold War. Or what was it? It was the Cold War, wasn't it? The last time that we had problems with Russia?
Yeah, but it kind of, like, bled into, like, Afghanistan and a lot of regime stuff. But that's what big countries do now. Like, we don't fight each other anymore. What we do is, like, we give weapons to the smaller guys, and we're like, hey, he fucking called your mom a bitch.
He killed your daughter.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, we just... No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
She's dead.
We don't know what happened.
That's literally the role of the United States in international affairs. It's just like...
And then we go, all we need back is a little bit of oil for saving you and your family.
We got that... You know, the United States got that oil riz. You know what I mean? They just, like, walking in and they're just like, hey, listen, like, you want some money? How about, like, some guns to fight those guys that we don't like? Only thing we need is just a little bit of oil. Just a little bit, you know? Just a little bit of oil because we use so much oil protecting you guys. America, America. Some guy in a diesel in Texas is just railing it. Freedom! Freedom! China's just, like, jealous of our freedom.
They are.
They're just...
They don't even really realize how free we are. Like, they don't have media.
They don't see, like, America ever in China. They rarely see that. They probably think that we're so...
We're
so
also
lame,
conservative.
So lame and conservative, and it's just like, yeah, there's nothing much over there, you know?
Yeah, I wonder how moving out works over there. Like, if you want to go over to America, I wonder, like, how, like, is it just the biggest culture shock ever coming here because you were never exposed to it?
Oh yeah, because so I went to CU Boulder, and CU Boulder, you know, and during one of the presentations when you first come in, they talk about diversity. And I was like, bruh, I got my winter coat on right now. Like, I can't really act as diversity. And they're like, no, we got diversity. I was like, where? And then all of a sudden, like, I remember getting on the bus from my dorm to, like, go to class. And I looked around, and I was like, I feel like I'm on a bus in, like, Seoul right now. There are so many Asian people around me. I'm like, holy shit, they all came in, like, one group.
Yep.
And, like, until, like, yeah, the entire time I was there were so many Asian exchange students there. So that's how they get their diversity higher. They just
send them to the universities over here.
Right. Imagine being an Asian exchange student, though, but you just get to, like, a lame school.
Go to Nebraska University.
He's like, oh, I got into Harvard. Like, oh, I got into community college. You came all the way from China to go to Arapahoe Community College? There's a good mechanics division. I was thinking. I don't think that ever happens.
No, I think mostly the ones that come over here already have money. So.
No, that's the thing, is that they were all rich too.
Yeah.
You know how crazy it is to be to like look over, you like hear this like awesome car, like an Audi R8 or some like sports car, and you look in, there's this kid. You can barely speak English.
Nerdiest looking kid you've ever seen in your life.
Just this Asian as fuck kid, and like they're all nice, but they just had so much money,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when I didn't realize like how much there are a lot of like rich people in like Asian countries, China, Japan especially. There's a lot of like rich
You ever
people.
seen Crazy Rich Asians? It's like a comedy movie.
Oh yeah, I've heard about it, but I don't think I ever saw it. It's supposed to be really good.
It is supposed to be really good. I haven't seen it either, but I think it was a book beforehand, and then or something like that, and then they turned it into a movie. But yeah, it's basically just about like a bunch of crazy rich Asians, because the line like between poor and like rich in Asia, it's like you're kind of one or the other. Like there's not a whole lot of middle class people there.
No.
Yeah.
No. It's just well, that's how it is like everywhere,
Nowadays there used to be a lot more middle class people, especially in America though.
Yeah.
It used to be like majority middle class with like some poor and some rich, and now it's like all poor with like a little bit of rich, and like I mean, true middle class is really hard to find nowadays. Like, true middle class. Like, somebody with, like, a wife, 2 kids, and, like, just, they still have a savings account. They're not living paycheck to paycheck. They don't have a crazy big house or anything. Or, like, they have one family car, stuff like that,
Especially here in Colorado, like, it's so expensive to get a house that,
so
like,
expensive.
that you have to be rich to get, like, a house.
Yeah.
Especially if you need a bunch of rooms or whatever.
If you have kids. Even to have roommates, you have to buy a house that has more rooms in it so you can have roommates. So it's just not what we want, obviously.
But here I think it's probably the like nicest. It's still though in terms of like, imagine Ukraine or Russia.
Or like India.
Yeah, where you're just like,
in a rice field.
I don't know what it is, but India has like a direct line into like U.S. TikTok, because I swear I see this shit all the time, and it's literally always street food, and it's always a video of like some Indian street food, and he just like rolls up his sleeve and like dips his whole hand in the pot and just starts stirring it, just like picking up like all of the ingredients and just like washing it off, and then like at the very end there's like some person with like a water jug, so you're like, oh, okay, at least he's gonna clean his hands, but then he cleans his hands like over the pot and just like squeegees every last amount of like I'll find the video and I will show you.
Okay.
But like it's wild. They don't use
sanitation
or utensils or anything like that.
Well, you usually eat Indian food with your hands.
And it's like, no shit, you're on the fucking toilet the entire time. Like, like I think I ate something silly in the background. There's just some guy like just throwing your food at you. Like, goddamn, but I don't know. I guess maybe that's just a cultural thing. It's different,
Yeah, I mean, they definitely usually don't use utensils to eat. Like, you usually take a piece of your bread and then pick your food up with your bread and eat it like that.
I get that. That's definitely a Latino thing too. Like we a lot of people don't do like tacos. Like you just tear off like a piece and then just grab some and then just throw it in. I feel like that's how our ancestors probably ate more than anything. Was just like,
oh yeah, even Native Americans. Have you ever been to oh my gosh, this is so good. It's called Tacabe. It's basically Chipotle, but it's all Native American food. Like, they have, like buffalo, like bison. They have, like, Native American fry bread. And then, like, this flatbread stuff. And then they have, like, instead of, like, brown rice and white rice, it's, like, quinoa.
Yeah.
And it's, like, really fucking good, actually. And it's, like, the same exact price as Chipotle.
Damn.
Yeah, it's, like, $15 a bowl. It's great.
I'll have to check it out. I've never tried Native American cuisine.
It's good. I mean, have you ever tried like bison or buffalo before?
No, I haven't really gone hunting anytime soon, you know. I
don't think you're hunting bison.
Could you imagine just on the phone, like, why is it so loud? What are you doing? It's just, like, I'm out of hands. I'm hunting down a bison. A what? A bison.
Isn't that illegal?
Yeah. It's really illegal. That's why I gotta hang up right now. You know, you could just get that at King Soopers. He's like, hold on. I can buy bison at King Soopers?
Yeah. We have some in my freezer right now, actually.
Yeah, we have some.
Could have just come to my house and cooked it for you.
Okay. I'll come back. It's gonna take me some time to get back from the plains, though. Where are you?
Yellowstone.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm where the bison are at, bro. That's all I know.
I've been following them for days. The only thing I've eaten is hardtack.
Where did you get a horse? I don't know, dude.
There was just one.
There was just one here. It was just ready. Some pelts too. I'm like, dude, you need to stop taking those ancestry tests. Yes, you think that you're something that you're not, dude.
Be like 14% Cherokee.
Yeah, like you think that horse would have came to me if I was 10% Cherokee?
I can sense my native blood.
They call me Whitefoot. Okay, Jeremy.
Oh my gosh.
Let's just come home and we'll make some bison burgers. Okay.
I'll be there in 7.5 hours. I have to go find a place to drop off this horse.
I feel like that's what people thought Liver King was. You know, who's just some beef dude who's just out here like, I'm eating liver and I'm just getting buff as fuck.
Didn't he get like ab implants?
Well, he went to a doctor, made a video of a doctor like poking at his abs, and they're like, "Yeah, this looks real to me." So I don't know if he got ab implants, but he got busted for something way worse. He was taking steroids the entire time. He was taking $12,000 a month worth of steroids.
That's why. Oh my god! Do you think he was making enough money off of like?
Yeah, he said he's made like $100 million off of his company.
Holy mother shitter, dude.
That's what he told. That's what he said. So It could be just the company's worth that, but regardless, like he got caught so hard. But I like the thing is like I can't believe people were shocked. Like, do you not see this man? He's like walking around. It's like veins are like constantly popping out of his like.
And the amount of calories, the amount of raw meat that he's saying that he eats, to get the amount of calories to get that big off of only eating raw meat, he would never be able to stop eating. He'd have to eat the whole fucking day.
Technically, eating raw meat is more calories than eating cooked meat.
Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, when you cook meat, you actually lose nutrition and you lose, like, but you need to just to, like, make it safe and edible. But there are a lot of people who are, like, completely raw eaters. They, like, won't, like, cook anything. And they'll go out and they'll actually, like, they'll eat beef and they'll eat, like, they'll eat liver and they'll eat steaks raw. And for the most part, like, some people can do it. Like, you know, the thing is eventually you're going to get some shit. But there's this one guy that I follow on TikTok, and he just eats the most disgusting concoctions I've ever seen. It's just the most eclectic man ever. But he just, like, he'll put, like, honey onto, like, raw steaks.
Ew, did you see the girl who's, like, because the carnivore diet's really big now. Because of, you know, everybody doing, like, the lion diet, or the whatever, the lion diet, where it's, like, you only eat red meat and, like, salt, and, like, a lot of people who are doing, like, this carnivore diet, like, there's this girl on TikTok who eats, like, raw sticks of butter as a snack, and then she'll eat 2 steaks for a meal.
Yeah.
Like, how insane do you have to be to snack on butter? Gross. The texture.
Insane. Here. See this while I check to see that the feed is...
Ew, that's totally liver. That looks really gross. Ew, and then a raw steak. I don't like my meat mooing, man. I like my steak cooked medium. Like every normal person. Medium rare, medium. And usually I get a medium rare because if I'm going to reheat my leftovers later, I want it to still be pretty pink. But not... oh, he dipped his arm in the mustard. Ew, mustard and honey? I mean honey mustard. But on like raw meat, gross. Yeah, that's fucking nasty. And like, look at how hard it is to eat. Look at how hard it is for him to chew this shit. Chicken liver, gross, gross, gross. Fermented chicken liver. He says 99.8% safe. Who are you getting your statistics from?
I love following these kinds of people. They're like my favorite, like, guilty pleasure. And I'll sit there and I'll show my girlfriend. I'll just go through like all of these, like, I'll put it up on the screen. But I don't know why. It's like a weird, like, kink or something of mine that I like.
It's a secret obsession.
Yeah, I just love watching these weird people just like eat raw shit all the time.
Ugh.
You know, maybe it reminds me of like, damn, like that person sucks. You know.
Well, Marilyn Monroe used to drink a glass of milk with 2 raw eggs cracked in it every morning for breakfast.
You can do that. You could do that. It does depend. If you got good eggs, you can do that. But
I'm sure in the 50s they had great eggs. I'm sure they were from like a local farm.
Oh, and then he makes you know what high meat is?
Isn't that like fermented meat?
Yeah, that's like meat that
like pickled meat.
Yeah, they'll put like in a jar and like let it sit for like months.
Ew.
And this shit just like, even this guy that does it all the time, he, when he eats high meat, yeah, here it is.
I'm about to go on a 4-day fast, which means there's not going to be any bacteria in my stomach. And I don't know how long it takes for bacteria to die, but I want to make sure while I'm fasting that I still have bacteria in my stomach. So I decided to eat some high meat. This is liver that's been about a year, almost a year and a half. It's been in my fridge that's barely working. I didn't even air it out. It's the first time airing it out in like 3-4 months. You hear that? That's the gas. Ooh, it stinks. It smells spicy, man.
Ew, spicy.
This is rotten liver.
Rotten?
Look at that. Oh.
Mm.
Oh my god, the taste is overwhelming. It tastes like spices. It tastes like somebody spiced the hell out of it. I don't know how meat, after it rots, well, look at my eyes just open up. That's what they call it high meat, because it makes you feel euphoric. It's so good.
Because your body's fighting back against fucking infection and food poisoning. Oh my god. Oh my lord.
But, you know, I have a very real belief that some people are just built different. You know, there's some people that can just like drink all day long, smoke all day long. They just, you know, like they're hell. They just eat hamburgers every single day, and they die when they're like 90. Mm-hmm. And then there's like people who are like marathon runners who
and die of cancer. 26.
You know?
Yeah.
So I think some people are built different. And my man, this guy is built different.
Imagine that's the only thing you can eat on a 4-day fast is rotten canned meat that's been in your fridge for a year.
What he's doing is he's like basically preparing like a probiotic or whatever before he goes on a 40-day fast. But 40-day fast is wild. Like that's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's necessarily that safe for the majority of the population. Like, usually you're supposed to be monitored in a medical setting if you're going anywhere near that number.
You could do that. You could do that with like drinking and stuff like that, and taking vitamins.
Yeah.
I don't think you would need medical supervision. I think once it hits like 2 months, then you need to like really. But
I don't know, man. Not eating anything for like 30 days. I feel lightheaded after going like 5 hours without eating. Like, I don't know. I don't know if that's
there's
meant
so
for
many
everybody.
benefits for fasting.
True.
Humans have been fasting.
Well, we have to, because we
Back
don't always...
back in
always
the
have
day,
food.
it was involuntary fasting. Yeah, some kid's like, "Oh, Papa, I'm so hungry," and he's just like, "We're fasting." And they're like, "No, it's like can't like it's for God."
It's for God.
And the wife's like, "Don't lie to him. It's for God. It's fasting. It's fasting for God." So shut up, Timmy. And read your goddamn Bible. And then Timmy's like, "Oh, it's for God. Okay."
And not because we're poor. Got it.
Yeah, right. No, it's what it does is fasting. What it does is it like creates the like emergency. It's like the emergency gene. You know, it's like when you're hungry for an extended amount of like period for an extended period, your body goes into shock essentially, and this like hormone that you get, I can't remember the name of it, that like every time that you're hungry or whatever, it makes you live longer for whatever reason.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I've heard it's really good for like your heart health and stuff like that.
I think what it does is it kind of like kickstarts your body up again.
Like an adrenaline sort of.
Yeah, because it's like if you're running around all the time and like you're hunting for food and all this,
starving.
You're starving and then you have to be put into like emergency mode, and it keeps your body like more in shape, I feel like. But
it helps your metabolism sometimes.
It helps your metabolism. I try really hard to intermediate fast, but it feels like it's so hard to do with like a job schedule.
It's almost impossible to do with a job schedule because, like, I mean, if you think about it, like, how long... You're not supposed to be eating in a 15-minute period of time. So, like, if you get a 30-minute lunch break and, like, half of that is, like, heating up your food, walking to the break room and heating up your lunch, then you're, like, sitting down, wolfing it down. I also... Personally, I feel like when I don't eat earlier on in the day, and I tend to not eat for about 2 hours after I first wake up. Like, I wait a little bit until I'm actually hungry.
Yeah, you're not supposed to eat as soon as you wake up.
No.
You're
and, like, you're supposed to eat, like, every 2 hours, and that's how I feel the best, is, like, 6 small meals instead of, like, 2 or 3 big ones, and I just feel like I eat more if I don't eat as much. Like, if I skip breakfast and I skip lunch... and, like, I only have, like, a small bag of chips or something in the afternoon, and then dinner comes around, I'm eating, like, a 2,000-calorie meal. You know what I mean? Like, I'm eating, like, a double order of fries, a burger, I'm eating a snack afterwards, then I'm gonna have popcorn during the movie.
Yeah. That's the only time that intermediate fasting don't work, because... especially if you're working out, you're supposed to be eating fairly consistent to, like, maintain your size or whatever. But... When you're intermediate fasting, you're like, oh, I need to get these calories in, but I need a lot of calories. So you instantly start thinking like, oh, I can have burgers, I can have pizza, I can have, that's what we call a dirty bulk.
Dirty bulk, yeah.
That's what we call a dirty bulk. When it's just like, you know.
Trash. Hot Pockets.
I think that's what, what's his name? Batman. Old Batman, our Batman. The guy who plays him.
I don't know, you're making me forget.
I literally just had it on the tip of my tongue. Don't pull out my phone. Don't give up.
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. Krishan Bale.
Chris Face. Chris Face Bale.
It's just Blueface on like the floor, and Krishan is just on top of the building. He's like, it's like for justice. Krishan just comes down for Detroit. Yeah, okay, so, for Christian Bale, I think he did a dirty bulk for American Hustler or whatever. Like, he had to get fat.
Taylor Lautner in Twilight, I remember thinking that this was the craziest thing. He had to get so muscular for the second movie that he actually would carry around a cooler full of hamburgers the whole day. And that's, like, basically all he ate was just a cooler full of hamburgers, like, every single day. Because he got big. Like, from the first movie to the second movie, that guy probably gained, like, 45 pounds in muscle.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he looked amazing, but, like, yeah, like, for him to gain that much muscle, it doesn't surprise me that he was eating coolers of hamburgers.
I'm pretty sure Christian Bale went from The Machinist, which is where he played anorexic, and I think he was like 80 pounds or something like that.
Yeah, he's done a lot of weight changes in his career.
He went from doing that to playing Batman. So he had to
gain a lot of weight.
Yeah, I think he gained like 45 pounds, almost 50 pounds of muscle in like 4 months or something, like 5-6 months. Yeah, he just like went at it like crazy, and he looks so buff in that first movie too. Does. Like, you could tell that like he like tried so hard. But I saw an interview with him saying he's not going to do that anymore. It was like too much. Like, I couldn't. I can't. I'm sure. My body can't handle it anymore.
Yeah, no.
Just like switching from like.
Well, that's why there's like no old bodybuilders. Like, it's really hard to like do that to your body.
I don't know. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger an N-word. I ain't saying it. I ain't trying it. Not on the pod. It's too early to be canceled. Okay, we only have 4 episodes in.
Yeah, with the way you say ketchup, I am a little worried.
Yeah. You gotta be careful. You just gotta be careful of just any words that start with N.
Right.
Have you seen the video? There's this not dash video. There's this like ring video of this guy going around from like house to house to sell like solar panels or whatever, and he comes up to this guy's porch, knocks on his door, and he's like, "Hey, like, how's it going?" And he meant to say neighbor, but then he accidentally just said the N-word with a hard R, and then all of a sudden you just see the homeowner walk into frame, and he's black.
Oh no!
And he was just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry." He's like, "I think you should just leave." And he's like, "Yeah."
Oh no! That's a terrible thing to mess up. You can't really come back from that.
Yeah. See, door salesman says neighbor. I'm even like worried about
my neighbor, my motherfucking neighbor.
It's rough out here, bro. How do you fuck that up, dude?
Oh no. That guy totally got fired. Ow.
You look so embarrassed, dude.
I gotta leave in like 15 minutes.
Alright, we'll wrap it up. We'll wrap it up real nice.
Okay.
We got, the world is a wild ass place right now. To be honest, that's the thing that's crazy. It's like, it seems like so much is going on, you can't really talk about anything,
It's true, and it's so fast. Like, one thing going on like yesterday, and then today there's like 3 other things that just happened. It's like, News doesn't even last. It's not even news for that long.
No, not really.
Old news is like last week. Like, dude, that happened like 6 days ago. Why are you talking about that?
Yeah, brings me back. It's crazy to think that Joe Rogan was being taken the piss out of on fucking CNN, talking about how horrible he was. Now I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Doesn't matter. News doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. What matters is that if a Chinese spy balloon comes into our atmosphere, we will use
Blueface and Krishan's baby.
Blueface and Krishan's baby to shoot that shit down. and you don't have to thank us, okay, for the idea. Just putting it out there, you know, giving it how it is. And you know for a fact that kid's gonna come down unharmed.
Oh yeah. Well, the amount of lubriderm that he has on his skin is protective layer.
It's just all the lube is just like. Damn. Chris Face can fly.
His aerodynamics are insane.
Just hits the floor, but just gets right back up.
It's the hero we didn't know we needed, but it's the hero we deserve.
Damn straight. All right, guys, stay safe out there. There's Chinese. There's diplomats that are spying into your windows at night. So just keep the kinky stuff secluded to the bedroom. If
Shower
you can.
with your clothes on.
Exactly. If you can, obviously, if you don't mind being watched, or if you're kind of like a voyeur, then go for it. But yeah, the world is crazy right now. We're going to keep you updated on it. We're trying our best to improve this show, so please give us some constructive criticisms.
We need it.
We're just going to start improving on the show as much as possible. And even though that the show was late this week, I was obviously changing up a lot of things about it. Every episode is going to be coming out on Thursday. And I would say probably around like mid-afternoon. So we love you guys. Thank you for coming back again to another PodDre podcast episode where we came. And
we saw and we conquered.
We slayed and conquered. Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah.
We love you guys so much. Please comment, subscribe. The whole spiel. Bye.